All right. We're back, and it is Jennifer. I am the CEO here at Platinum Skincare, and this is Dora.
Hello.
And you know, today, what is this? Is our third live,
Yes.
So we're going to just jump right in and start something a little bit different at the beginning by answering a common question that we get. You know, kind of going over something. And today we just want to talk real quick about Retin-a versus Retinol. And people are always asking, what are the differences between this? Because they are both vitamin A. So when you have Retin-a, also known as tretinoin, that is prescription only. And that is the acid form of vitamin A. And then you have over-the-counter version, retinol, which does not have the acid in there, so it's much more comfortable for the skin. You don't have to deal with a lot of flaking. And, you know, it's something that most everybody can use. Doesn't have a lot of downtime or anything like that, where, gosh, Retin-a, it could take 8 months or more to acclimate to that. Right. So, you know, retinol is a great product to choose if you're looking for an everyday product and you don't want to go in and see the doctor. So here's a question I'm going to let Dora answer here. So we're talking about timing of, let's say, Retin-a, if you're going to do a chemical peel, like you definitely want to stop use of Retin-a, especially prior to a peel.
At least 3 days, 3 to 4 days before.
Yeah, if you've been using it.
Yes.
Yep. If you're brand new to it, though, you probably can't even do a peel. Like I said, you know, it could be 8 months or more to acclimate your skin. So if you're thinking, well, I'm going to start Retin-a and I want to start TCA peels.
Oh, yeah.
I would suggest doing your TCA peel first and then maybe get on the Retin-a train, because it's going to be months before you can do another peel probably.
Yeah, it makes your skin more sensitive, and you won't be able to do as many layers as possibly you could have done if you were not using the Retin-a right up until the peel.
For sure. And so let's see, what is another little question? Let's see, versus Dream Peel.
Like the luminosity?
I'm going to say 10 and 30.
Luminosity
10, 20,
versus
30,
Dream Peel.
50 versus Dream Peel. So obviously 0.10 is the mildest one we have. That's for if you have sensitive skin, teens, things like that. And then 0.20 is what we pretty much ask everybody to start at. If you have normal skin, you can do the 0.20. If you're coming from long time Retin-a use, you're generally good using the 0.30. And there are some that have just been using Retin-a for, you know, 10, 20 years. And if you want to stop using that, switch to something over the counter, then Luminosity, which is our 0.50, is a great example. And we also sell that as a little peel booster to go on top of our TCA and our Jesner peel. And then we have, this is not daily, but our Dream Peel. This is also retinol. Super high percentage of retinol, something you can only use once a month. But that's kind of a little rundown about that. And then one more update. We have our Regenerate that we just updated. So do we even have one here? No, probably not. No, of course not. But we have a Regenerate, and if you go to the website, you will see it is new and improved. And there's nothing removed from the formula. It's still the same wonderful formula it was, to 2,000 international units of epidermal growth factor. But now there are 4 more growth factors in there, and along with some collagen and elastin. So it is an amazing product. Yeah, the apple, citrus, they've always been in there though.
Oh, okay. Was just orange in there before? It was, okay.
In the apple,
citrus,
and Sinhycan, I
there we
believe.
go.
But yeah, so that has a big update, and the price hasn't changed. So that's all good. You're getting way, way more growth factors for the same price. So ta-da, go check that out.
Excellent for cystic acne. I know nobody would ever realize, but I am prone to cystic acne, and you know, working here, we dabble in things, and when I feel something coming on, I grab a sample of this Regenerate and I start putting it on right away, and it's serious. It shrinks it, sometimes even overnight. Sometimes it doesn't even come out. Just use it once a day, once or twice a day in those problem areas, and it really has helped me a lot.
You know, that is right. And every time, even we get obviously local people come in the door, and somebody came in probably about a month or so ago and said, I have a friend that's getting bad cystic acne. I'm like, you know what?
Try this.
Try this. And she came back in and bought the big bottle, and she was like, I could not believe it. She goes, my friend, and I don't recall the name right now, but she said it totally cleared her acne, like cystic acne, which is so hard to get rid of without like injections and things.
It takes so long for those cystic acne to go away too, like the
big hard bump, big hard painful
tough.
bump. So that's a great product to look into. I even forgot about that.
Yeah, just a little side note.
Yeah, so let's get started with our questions, and we have a lineup here.
Yes, our first question comes from Gloria. She has a question about keloids. She's just not fully understanding what exactly a keloid is and wants to know if you can help her understand.
Well, sure. So a keloid, basically, if you get a scar, and if the wound heals nice and flat, you don't have a keloid. You have hypertrophic scars are when it's a raised scar. And that is when it's on the same exact area. If you had a cut from here to here and your scar is here when it's raised, that's okay. That's just a hypertrophic scar. Now, if you have that same wound and it extends past the scar, whether it gets larger sideways or long ways, that's a keloid, where it's actually growing larger than the wound. So if you have keloid scars, they're actually kind of tough to treat. Not with peels, because you know that wound could get larger, and we don't want to do that. So things like the topical, what are those, silicone sheets? I always like to recommend the Super Cop 2X for that, because this helps to break down not normal skin tissue, regenerate it with new tissues. I think this is a good option. And if you wanted to put something on to help break it down, maybe like the Serum 15 or Serum 30, but I wouldn't do a peel on that.
Okay, moving to the next question is from Deborah. She says, hi there. I had a CO2 resurfacing laser done on my face and neck about 18 months ago with great results. There was a lot of fluid, swelling, seeping, and peeling involved. I had very good results, but now my skin has gone back to how it was before the laser. I have sun damage, wrinkled, Aussie skin. I am wanting to do a TCA 20, and I think my skin can cope after what I've done with the laser. What are your thoughts?
Well, my first thought is, okay, so everything was removed and then it came back. So are you putting your SPF, 50 on every single day, reapplying it, making sure you're putting this on heavy enough, so that, it's blocking the sun. If you're outside during the day, for a couple hours, you're going to have to reapply that. And, big hats, things like that, you have to keep the sun off. Now, let's say you are doing all that, because sometimes things come back. Then, I would generally recommend something like a Jesner peel, or a Jesner plus a TCA peel. Those two work really, really well. In our guru group, there's an esthetician that's been doing peels on a friend of her mother's for a little while. Go there and look at those photos. They're amazing. And she's been doing 2 layers of Jesner and I believe 1 layer of the TCA 13. And I mean, her results are just amazing.
Their daily regimen needs to be consistent as well. With a vitamin C in the morning, a retinol serum at night.
Fade Bright.
Just consistency is key, and Fade Bright for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
And did you say retinol at night? You did?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
good.
Sure.
Yeah. Very important. But step up the peel. You were saying, does she need a TCA 20?
Do a TCA 20.
Unless you've done TCA 20 in the past, especially if we're doing the Jesner, I would stick with the 13, like Jesner plus TCA 13.
And pre-treat with the Fade Bright for 2 weeks before, especially because you're working on the pigmentation.
Yes.
Okay. So, all right. Karen says, I'm very interested in these products, but I have a biopsy report pending to see if I have melanoma. It's not looking too good, but I'm waiting to hear. Can I do anything new to my face?
Well, obviously, if you're waiting for a doctor report, you don't want to do anything too aggressive. I mean, following your normal regimen is fine. And it's something really interesting, and I never want to say that peels are cancer preventatives or that they can treat cancer, but technically it can, because they can help when you're first starting to get little problems. If you do chemical peels on them, especially like TCA, it helps to remove those growths before they actually become something really problematic. So as a preventative, it's a good thing. Now that you're waiting on something, obviously we need to wait to see what your doctor says. And I'm sure they're okay with you using your normal regimen. The only thing I would say absolutely not to use, and we don't have it here, is Regenerate, because we don't want to use any kind of growth factors when there's a problem in the skin.
Correct. Okay, so Robyn asks, she says, I'm using a peel wipe and then a serum. However, lactic wipes seem to be a little harsh since I have sensitive skin. Do you have a peel for sensitive skin? I'm in my mid-40s and I have some fine lines on my forehead and in between my eyes, some slight signs of aging on my neck. Any suggestions?
Well, I mean, lactic is technically sensitive, but I've used it and it really does sting. You know, it really does. It doesn't do it much.
It's got a tiny molecule.
It does.
It burns.
It really burns. Yeah. If you want something a little bit gentler, I would move to Mandelic. Like 22 would be really, really gentle. 40 is fine. They really feel about the same, but 40 will give you a little bit more flaking. So, and I take that with a grain of salt. You don't get a lot of flaking with, you know, hydroxys, but you'll get dryness and a little bits of small flakes around. That might be definitely easier. And then, you know, start using retinol or something like that on a daily basis. It's not always just peels.
Even with sensitive skin, she could do the retinol 10,
0.10.
maybe 3 times a week.
Yes. Yeah. Every other day, work your way up or don't work your way up. Just do it a few times a week and call that a day.
Sounds good. All right, moving along. Patricia says, hi, I've been using tretinoin. Should I stop this before I do a peel?
Yes.
Yes, you should.
Yes, you should.
At least a few days before.
Yep. I always say 3 to 5 days, and I guess it really just depends on how sensitive that tretinoin makes you. You know, some people that have been using it for years, they might even use it right up to when they're doing a peel. But if it makes you even the least bit sensitive, I would stop a bare minimum of 3 days prior and up to 5. And here's the thing, it's not like you're really going to lose out on any kind of exfoliation you're getting from it. You're only going to make the peel more comfortable because it really does make your skin more sensitive, whether you realize it or not. When you put that acid on, then you're going to realize, wow, this didn't have to be so bad if I stopped using it, you know. But you could stop using it a week prior if you're really sensitive.
For sure. Moving along, Vickie says, I'm anxious to get started, but, this is the same question, but I have been on tretinoin. How long should I be off it before I do the peel?
Yeah, 3 to 5 days.
Give Vickie a check mark. Okay. All right, moving on. Leoba says, hi, Jen. I have a question on how soon can I use my other chemical peels, Mandelic or Salicylic peels, after I've done my dream peel?
Well, dream peel is vitamin A, and that can cause some sensitivity. Like I find when I do this, my skin is sensitive for a couple of weeks or more. You
could do it 1 day if you have sensitive skin, 2 days if not so sensitive.
Yeah, but no matter what, this just, I don't know, my skin is sensitive. Like for a couple of weeks, no matter what I put in, it's almost like burning. I would say 2 weeks is probably bare minimum if you're doing a mild peel. Like if you're going to do a TCA or a Jesner, I would wait longer. Oh yeah, I would. Like if you're doing a stronger peel, I would even wait 3 or 4 weeks after this. But for the milder ones, 2 weeks is probably the best bet.
Right. And then if this is the Mandelic, and let's say this is a 15 Salicylic, she could do those weekly. The 25 Salicylic is more like once a month.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 to 4 weeks, depending.
It's pretty strong. I mean, I'm sure people can work up to it, and I'm sure they have.
Yes. I'm
but
sure
wow.
Yes. Okay, so Kavita is our next question. She says, hi there, I have deep acne scars on my cheeks and few acne on my chin. I've tried TCA 20 peel 2 times, which helped me lighten my blemishes. I bought TCA 30 and Salicylic 25. Can you please tell me which percentage of TCA should I use with TCA 30 cross to get the maximum results? Also, which order should I use both peels? So she's got 20, 30, and 25, and she wants to use 30 for cross.
Well, generally, when you're doing your face, I always recommend TCA 13 to start for all over. So if you're doing an all over face peel, you know, use the TCA 13 and then 30 cross. And I just wanted to bring this up. 30 cross, if your skin is white or very white, if you are having like olive skin tone or darker, we call it our ethnic coloring, you really need to pre-treat for, you know, 2 to 3 weeks, bare minimum, with a melanin inhibitor like Fade Bright or hydroquinone. And then you might even want to use something less than that 30, like a 20 is what we recommend. And you don't mention your skin color, so I just wanted to throw that out there just in case. And then for the most part, I always say kind of like you can do your cross first and then do your full face peel. But if you're doing, you know, if you're doing something a little more aggressive, like with Jesner and multiple layers, I usually say to do that first and then do your cross. Otherwise, that would just burn too much.
Exactly. Okay, perfect. Ooh, this one's from
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
All right.
From, I hate when I can't pronounce the names, but
Israt?
Israt Jahan. Right?
Yeah.
From Bangladesh. He has a Fitzpatrick of 4, so he has darker skin, age 29. I have a combination of ice pick, box scars, and large pores. Texture issues around my cheeks. The scars I got in my teens. Also, I have face acne. So I think he has current face acne. I have to extract the whiteheads. Once I clean it, it will come back again. So I want to know, can Mandelic peels help with clearing up all the whiteheads? And do I do it weekly? Should I do a TCA 13 instead?
Number one thing before even focusing on peels, which are very helpful, is get a proper daily regimen. Sure. So the one that works really super well for acne, keeping the pores clear, is an AB cleanser in the morning plus vitamin B complex. And then at nighttime, the same thing, AB cleanser plus vitamin B complex, then retinol 0.20. Those three, if you're using those every single day, that will keep your pores clear. Retinol helps to tighten your pores and it sheds the inner lining. Then the AB cleanser is the acid, it takes off dead skin, so you got less dead skin to clog your pores. And vitamin B just cuts your acne in half. So that is like what you need to do. Now, once you're doing that on a daily, now you can think about your peels. Now, if you want to target the depressed scars, you could do the TCA cross method. Obviously, we're in Bangladesh, I'm assuming a little ethnic skin tone, so you might want to pre-treat with Fade Bright or hydroquinone for a couple of weeks. Then you can do the, the TCA cross method with the 20 probably. And then you can do the TCA 13 on the rest of your face, and that will help the acne. Just keep in mind, an acne cycle is about 5 weeks. So it's going to take a little bit. Don't get frustrated after if you do like, one peel or just start on a regimen and all of a sudden it's like, it's worse or it's still just as bad. You have to give it that full time. Just think of all the layers of your skin. You've got lots and lots of clogs down here. And then as we take off this top one, all of these are still coming up. It's a process, but if you just keep on it, keep using the right products, it'll stay clear. Did I miss anything?
No, the only thing I was going to add is maybe they could use a purified toner or 3% salicylic toner possibly on the areas where the whiteheads keep coming back.
Yeah.
Maybe the, T-zone area or wherever the trouble area is.
Yep, that's helpful.
Yeah, but I think the AB and the B is going to be the best choice.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so this one is from Sumitra from Georgia. She has dry skin. She says, hello, Jen. I did my first TCA peel in November 2020. In December 2020, I did a combination TCA, Jesner, and Dream Peel. I did some of the peel, I did some of the peel from my face. And ever since I am having, she has terrific PIH now and uneven skin tone for which I've never had before. After that, I did a few TCA peels to treat the PIH and series of Mandelic, but it has not been helpful. FYI, I am applying sunscreen every 3 hours. Please help me out to correct my skin. Okay,
well, so I'm going to guess that we're dealing with ethnic skin here.
She did do some picking of her skin. That's what this is trying to peel. She did some picking of her face. So she has some areas.
Yeah, that's something you really have to not do, because if you take that skin off before it's ready to come off, now you've got that pink mark, and that pink mark's going to turn into a brown mark. Yeah, it's going to definitely turn into PIH. So as much as you want to get that skin off, the best thing to do is if you've got that skin, just go wash your face again. Just gentle little circles with your fingertips, and what's ready to come off is going to come off, and then just hydrate it again. And just, you're doing a peel, you have to understand the process. And you have to take your time. So for now, that was a pretty aggressive peel too for a first peel.
I would say definitely Fade Bright. I mean, daily she should be using on the dark areas.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's got a good protocol. She was trying Mandelic.
And Mandelic, if you have post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, using a milder acid to treat it is the best thing to do, because you don't want to inflame your skin anymore. So yeah, Mandelic on a weekly basis is good. Fade Bright every day. You do some retinol at night. SPF, you're doing that. And you don't say what SPF factor. Make sure it's at least 50. Yeah. Other than that, in the future, you can also try that Jesner again. I would only do maybe 1 or 2 layers, just so you don't irritate your skin too much. But Jesner actually has a skin lightener in it. That's Resurfacing. And that really, really helps. So, maybe do, a few Mandelic peels in a row and then throw in a Jesner peel.
That's a good idea.
And then do a couple of Mandelic and, so you're not being too aggressive, but that really will help. But you just have to give it time, unfortunately.
Okay, perfect. All right. Moving along. Next question is from Denise in Colorado. She's got light skin and she is more on the dry side. She said, what is best daily routine and peel routine to help get rid of sun damage and built up dead skin, keratosis pilaris and milia on face and neck on dry skin? I have been using glycolic wash, Fade Bright, vitamin C, Retinol 20, and a moisturizer. I do TCA 20 for peels. I also have 20% Mandelic that I want to start working in on a weekly or weekly basis.
Well, ding dong, we're live. We're here at work and people are walking in the door. Apologies. Okay, so sun damage, obviously we always recommend Fade Bright, Retinol, and what you're using, you're even using vitamin C, glycolic wash. I mean, you're doing everything you're supposed to do, to keep your skin exfoliated. And to get rid of sun damage and to get rid of dead skin. Keratosis pilaris actually needs a lot of hydration. I'm assuming you're talking about on your body now.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So for KP, we really, really like body wash plus triple treat because this will help to get some extra exfoliation. This is 15% acid, then this is 25% acid. But KP also needs deep hydration, and this has a lot of ingredients in it like shea butter and hyaluronic to deeply hydrate your skin. So it's not always just exfoliating it, you actually need to hydrate KP. So if you put something like this, do this every single day, that'll help. With the milia, I mean, you can use retinoids and you can use peels and that'll make you less likely to get those, but the easiest way to get rid of that is to just go to the doctor and have them pop it out. I don't recommend doing that at home. It's kind of painful when you're doing it to yourself.
Yeah. That's the secret profession.
Yeah, and don't use anything, I'm assuming milia, probably around the eye area is pretty common. Just make sure you're not using super heavy eye creams and stuff. I mean, less is more. It's usually like if you're putting too much on, that they have a tendency to clog or grow there.
Sure. Okay, so Christine from Florida, she has normal skin. She said, I've been doing the TCA peels and I have developed dents in my cheeks. It's been about 6 months now and I've been using the copper peptides, but I'm not seeing any changes. I slowed down on the peels, still using the peptides. Do you think I'm going to need laser resurfacing to get rid of the dents? Okay. I think she means maybe indentations.
Maybe she's thinking she may have been in the group and maybe asked this question if I'm thinking. The only time you would ever have any kind of holes or dents or anything being exposed when you're getting rid of dead skin is if maybe you had acne, cystic acne years ago, because the chemical peel is just not going to create a dent in your skin. It's a very even exfoliation. You're removing layers. You're not removing chunks. Okay. So all I can guess is that you probably had acne when you were younger. And then, when you have like a cystic acne, it's here, you get a bump at the top and you get a bump at the bottom. And when this finally heals and goes down, a lot of times the collagen is damaged and now you've got like a concave thing. And then if you went through a period where you weren't using anything exfoliating, now you've got layers of dead skin that might make that look a little bit better for a while.
Right.
And this is what happens.
Exfoliating it,
now it's
uncovering what's underneath that surface.
So I think, you can do obviously more peels to help that. Yeah, I think you're on the right track. Supercop 2X is perfect. As for like laser resurfacing, I mean, you can of course send in a photo or send in stuff like that. I'm picturing just a couple of little things. So maybe it's something completely different, but I'm sure that can be fixed up.
Absolutely. Okay, so next question's from Alaska.
Hey.
Laci says, what percentage of vitamin A is in the dream peel? Dun, dun, dun.
We can't tell you. It's a lot, though.
It's proprietary.
It's not even close to anything that's out there. And we've had people like, does it have more than this? Does it have more than this? And my answer is always yes. But I can't tell you how much is in there, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. But it is very, very high percentage. I mean, we're, nothing like Luminosity is like its baby infant cousin.
Yeah.
You know, it's nowhere near
strong.
that. Way.
And believe me, when you use it for 3 days in a row, you think, oh, this feels great. It doesn't feel like anything. Wait till day 4 or 5. You start feeling that sensitivity kick in.
Yeah. Here's a reason it's once a month.
Yeah. She did have a part 2 to her question.
Okay.
She says, can I use it alone as my only peel, or does it need to be in conjunction with other peels? Basically, I have large pores, and while I do the best I can do to keep them clean, I'm really trying to make them look as smooth as possible.
Well, obviously use your retinol, this retinol, every single day. Then yes, you can absolutely use this as a standalone peel. That's its original use. You use it 1 night, 2 nights, or 3 nights in a row. I do have some people that are like super long-term tretinoin users, and I've kind of given them the okay off-label to go 4 days. But yeah, this will help with the pores. But I think you really, as opposed to just doing this 1 time a month, you really want to be using, retinol every single day. Retinol is the only thing, or vitamin A, the only thing other than things like an IPL treatment that can physically tighten the pores. So, as long as you're doing that, and can you use it? You can use this with the TCA or the Jesner as well.
Right.
But I wouldn't use it with, Mandelic or glycolic or anything like that. Make sure it's one of the multi-layer peels.
All right. Oh, another Alaska question. This one's from Anchorage. This is from Joyce. She has light skin. She says, what can I do about smoker's lines? I've never smoked, and marionette lines.
We have the kit for you. It is our lip peel kit. And this comes with a bottle of TCA 20. So, and there's a video, so just follow right along with the video. So there's the video that shows you just use a little Q-tip, and you're gonna put it, right along your problem areas here and here. You can do 1 layer the first time. Maybe next month you might want to do 2 layers. And then there's the luminosity in here, because this is something you'll put on for about 3 days or so after the peel. And then there's also a daily product in here, which is SynTC. And when you think of SynTC, TC stands for like total collagen. So this is the collagen stimulating peptide.
Yes.
And so that's something that you can put on every single day. It's not, irritating in any way. That's what's going to stimulate collagen and elastin in your skin and help to minimize those lines. So this is the kit you want to get.
Absolutely. Perfect. Okay. Teresa from Ohio says, no matter what I use, I can't get rid of large pores and blackheads on my nose and chin. After watching my face, I can literally scrape off the sebum. What would you think would help?
You know what? And obviously I started this because of my acne. So I feel you. I remember being able to stand in the mirror no matter what and be able to squeeze and get stuff out of your pores. And I'm telling you, if you use AB cleanser plus vitamin B complex morning and evening, and then you add in the retinol 0.20 at night, you won't be dealing with that.
Right.
Let that acne cycles about 5 weeks. Keep using those
Be
products.
consistent, keep with it.
And it will be gone.
Yeah.
I am terrified. I will not use anything other than my AB cleanser, my B complex, and my retinol every single day. There's anybody like, you want to try this? It's a $5,000 cream. Nope. Because I don't want to get acne. So it works. And then, of course you can do a peel every once in a while. Mandelic or Salicylic 15, those are great. Actually, the Diamond Dermabrasion scrub is pretty good too.
Yeah.
Kind of like for helping around the chin and nose area if you need to like clear it out real quick. But if you're using those every day, you won't have that problem.
All right. So we are going to move on to these
Couple more.
Okay. So Amy from Arkansas says, I think I'm on the number 2 for the Fitzpatrick scale, maybe a 3. I'm not sure. If I'm not sure, I should go ahead and use Fade Bright just in case. I would, if you're working on pigmentation, no matter what.
Yeah.
Would I have any problems if I used it and didn't really need it?
No.
Thank you. Just wanted to be sure. I have dark hair and eyes and am freckled, but when I'm in the sun, tend to burn.
So I don't think you probably don't need it.
No.
You don't need it. You're obviously, like, I'm probably like a 2 as well. Like, to be the utmost safe if you're going to do a chemical peel or something, because anybody could potentially get PIH. It's just so less common in people with very light skin. But it's not going to hurt you in any way. And there are good things in here, like for, you know, skin brighteners and things to even the skin tone, like resveratrol. It's not just, you know, melanin inhibitor. It's also some other good things. And this is almost, because it's alcohol based, it's more like a toner in a way, I feel like. So, you know, you wash your face, put a little bit of this on, then go ahead and add your serums and creams, and then you'll be just fine.
Perfect. All right. So Anne-Marie from Connecticut has a question on copper peptides. She said she's currently using the 7% GHK-Cu in the PM and vitamin C in the AM. I think I read that these work synergistically and you have to use both. How do they work? Meaning, do they accumulate in the skin and interact inside the skin?
Well, they don't work. I mean, you want to separate them,
yes,
no matter what.
Yes.
Well, this is what Dr. Picard says. I can't say that I've personally done any kind of studies. I'm not a chemist regarding this, but he feels that vitamin C and copper don't play well together and that they can inactivate each other. So the best thing is to always apply your vitamin C during the day, where it's going to give you the best benefits, because when you put it on, it's actually protecting your skin, you know, from the sun's rays, and it's fixing damages, you know, before they're happening. It's an antioxidant. And then at night you put the copper on, and it's blue. And sometimes, hey, depending on which one you're putting on, it could be blue on your face, and you really don't want to walk around with a blue face during the day.
GHK.
Oh, and that's
that's
super thin. Oh yeah, we have that right there. And that just gets added into your different products.
And she's saying, do I have to use them daily, or can I use them a few nights a week? Can I alternate?
I would say with any product, once you're getting like good results and you're seeing differences, I think you can always cut back.
Yeah.
I don't think you have to be like a slave to the products, but you don't want to give them up entirely. Whether you switch to every other day or every third day on some things, it's fine.
Right. Okay, so Margie from Idaho says, is it okay to do a TCA peel if I'm recovering from COVID? I am 90% over COVID, but wondering about immune system and healing my skin properly after a peel.
Well, we're glad you're getting better, you know, but I would still wait. Just wait till you're 100%, because no matter what, even if you are 10%, I don't care if it's 5% left, your body's still working, you know, to get you healthy, and you don't want to do anything else to take away from that.
Yeah,
no, because that's kind of like where they talk about you can't smoke if you're having surgery. Why? Because you're not going to heal properly.
Right. So
you always want to just wait. So when you're feeling 100%, I would, wait like a month or so, take your vitamins, do everything you got to do, take that zinc. What are you supposed to, a couple things you're supposed to take.
Yeah. Vitamin C, D, zinc.
There's a listing. Yeah.
Darren's laughing.
Take that, be healthy, then do your peel.
Okay. So Carolina from Houston, Texas says, how can I know what is sun damage or hyperpigmentation when I look to my skin?
I wouldn't even worry about figuring out what caused this particular dark spot. I would just work on treating it. Yeah. And, with that, you want to use stuff like melanin inhibitors like Fade Bright. You want to use retinol at night. Vitamin C is really helpful. Of course,
sunscreen. Yeah.
SPF 50, chemical peels like Mandelic is really good for hyperpigmentation, and so is Jesner. So is TCA.
Perfect. Debbie Hunter from San Diego says, how much time before and after do I need to wait when doing a plasma pen treatment on my face? I'm anxious to make my first purchase and get started. Like a needling pen?
I'm not 100%. I've heard of them. I can't say I've used them, but generally we have a video on mixing different kinds of treatments, needling and lasers and all these kinds of different modalities. Make sure that you give it, at least, I would venture to say 4 weeks. Just, you want to allow the product or the thing that you're using right now to do everything it's got to do. With the peels, there's a reason that you have to wait 4 weeks. You have to allow, tissue regeneration and things like that. Even when you think it's done because it's peeled, there's so much going on under the skin. With a plasma pen, I'm not quite sure what's happening or how long they recommend. So I would venture to say give it 4 weeks for sure.
I'm just looking at the comments in the Facebook.
Oh,
now.
Do we have a couple more?
Oh, there is one?
Wondering if Fade Bright would be recommended for mustache, upper lip.
Yeah.
If I use it for that, should I only put it in that spot or all over?
Dark area only, I would say.
All right. So if you have a dark patch over the upper lip, you can just put Fade Bright or, whatever you're using just on that area. When you notice that starts lightening, you know, that's why these things like alpha arbutin and stuff, that's why they don't work like instantly. Because if you were to, you know, put a little dab on, you got a white spot tomorrow, that would be a problem. You know, it's a gradual process. So you can just put it on a certain area, and then as it gradually goes back over the weeks, then you can stop using it. Or if you feel like, oh, there's a little bit here, put it everywhere. I would always end up at least once or twice putting it on everywhere to try to make it nice and even. Maybe do a chemical peel, like a Mandelic peel. Like Mandelic is really, really good for stuff like that, as is Jesner. So, you know, I would also do a peel maybe at least once a month or so too.
Tammy Treat says she loves your henna tattoo.
Oh, thanks. Renaissance Festival.
Okay, so I think there's one or two more in here. It says, this one says, can you tell me what is going on when she did a TCA peel with the Dream Peel Topper. It peeled really quick within 2 days. Then you get a second flaking peel.
Yeah.
I'm not worried, just curious what's happening from a physiological standpoint. It's common.
Well,
You
it's
get a
very
peel and then you
common.
think you're done and then it peels a little bit more.
Well, probably, you know, I can't explain all of that, but for sure you've got layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of skin, and just some of it comes off more quickly, that flash outside layer. And then it can even be a week later and people get some secondary peeling.
She had a secondary follow-up, and she says she did 5 layers of a 4 passes of TCA 15 with the Dream Peel. So she said she got a lot.
That's a deep peel too.
Yeah.
4 layers. Yeah, you're going to be flaking for a while. Just keep it super hydrated and let it come off as it will.
I think that completes any questions. Darren, if you don't have any more that's come in.
No, we're good. So, hey, you know, if you ever have questions, certainly reach out to us. You can call us 1-800-917-3155. We are here Monday through Friday from 9 to 4:30. And of course, you can email us at support@platinumskincare.com. We'll generally get back with you, you know, within 24 hours. And
you can go to Peel University. You can submit your questions to as well.
Peel University, submit questions. And then if this is new to you and you just stumbled across this, go through Peel University and understand your skin and see which peel is best for you. And then you can make the correct decisions the first time. And then if you still have questions, obviously reach out to us. Oh, social messaging too. Geez, you know, we're available everywhere.
Yes.
All right.
YouTube. We're everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. So have a great day. We'll see you in probably a few weeks, 2-3 weeks probably.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Hold on a second.
Is it not working? Are we still live?
I think we are.
Oh, Darren.
Darren,
we need your help. It might be okay.
No.
End. There you go.
I'm like, no.
The button's up top now instead of like a bottom. It was like live. It doesn't say like end it.
It says end. I mean, Darren, help us.
Have we ended? We don't know if we've ended or not.
I can end it, he says. No, it says live.